Today we got two of Batman's greatest armors going head to head. The Hellbat Armor taking on the Justice League Buster. Who comes out on top? Well, let's find out.
Hear the music.
I could do this all day.
So in this fight, Batman will be given the Hellbat suit, a combat armor designed by Batman and built by the Justice League to handle large-scale threats and extreme scenarios. The armor was forged in the sun by Superman, with Green Lantern, Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman all contributing to help create the armor. Even Lex Luthor helped out some. Inside the suit, Batman has proven himself to be exceptionally strong, to where he can knock out Caliban with just a couple shots, someone who has battled against Superman and Orion in the past. And then in his fight with Darkseid, he possibly made the Lord of Apocalypse bleed. The Hellbat suit is also designed to be durable enough to take attacks from Darkseid, who's capable of beating Superman, and even battling against Anti-Monitor. The suit is also unique in that it can disperse and transform into an array of flying bats in order to avoid attacks, and then reconfigure itself with Batman still inside the suit. The Hellbat armor can also fly at incredibly high speeds, investigating the massive world of Apocalypse in a short time span. It's also able to fire a powerful blast of energy, even being powerful enough to knock down Darkseid and actually injure him. However, the Hellbat armor does have a major downside and weakness, as it's powered by the metabolism of whoever is inside of it, giving it a short-lived use time. However, Batman was able to fight through parademons, interrogate Godfrey, beat Caliban, fight against Darkseid, and escape from Apocalypse before the suit began to cause life-threatening damage to him. So that's the suit Batman has in one corner, the Hellbat armor. But then in the corner, Bruce Wayne is entering the Justice League Buster. The Justice Buster is an armor designed by Batman to fight against the Justice League, hence the name. The suit is designed to be a countermeasure if the Justice League is ever compromised, and is built to take each League member out as quickly as possible, so that Batman can move to the next person seamlessly. The Justice Buster suit has only appeared at Endgame, so while it hasn't been around for long, Bruce definitely spent some serious cash on it. In fact, Batman said that the Justice Buster cost 60% of the world's military budget, or something in the range of $4 billion. And the majority of that budget was devoted to getting the computer server to be fast enough to keep up with the Flash's movements. And even then, the computer still can't keep up with Flash when he's going at 100%. Now, the armor is built to take on the Justice League, so you better believe that it's both superhumanly strong and durable. It's strong enough to punch Wonder Woman and send her flying into buildings, and it's even sent Superman flying with punches before as well. Then the armor is built to take attacks from League members like Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and Superman, although it definitely does have its limitations, as the armor was able to be ripped apart by Superman when he got in close. The armor also isn't particularly agile, and is built like a tank, being rather large and bulky. Now, since the Justice Buster is designed to take down the Justice League, Batman has got specific weapons and equipment to take down each League member. He's got the Binds of Vel, which are kind of the antithesis of Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, and cause her to hallucinate throughout the battle. He can shoot out magnesium carbonate foam to drain the moisture from Aquaman's body, frictionless coating that caused Flash to slip and fall, an EMP blast to disable Cyborg's electronics, and equipment to impair Green Lantern's willpower. Then, in order to take on the big gun to defeat Superman, he's got plasma shields and thrust and thermal in order to deflect both heat vision and freeze breath, then Red Sun brass knuckles. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, these are arguably two of Batman's most powerful suits of armor that he's ever created. Well, these two and his insider suit, that's beside the point. And if you have two identical Bruce Waynes fighting here, well, it'd be a fight for the ages. Now, like always, let's start off by taking a look at physicality. Now, even though these suits have famously fought against the Justice League and Darkseid himself, that doesn't necessarily mean that Batman was going up against these characters in their prime. Before Batman fought Darkseid in the Hellbat Armor, he was sleeping in the healing chamber at the beginning of the story, which is why Caliban had left him in charge of Apocalypse. So it's really possible that Darkseid wasn't at 100% during the fight. Then in Endgame, when the Justice Buster went up against the League, Batman noted that Wonder Woman is a bit slower than usual, and Scott Snyder even said that the saving grace for Bruce in this fight is that the League isn't completely at full strength, because they've been Jokerized. However, even though these guys aren't at full strength, they were definitely going for the kill, both against Hellbat and the Justice Buster. Bruce noted that when fighting Wonder Woman, there's no conflict in her, no hesitation. She's not pulling her punches and she means to kill him. Then in his fight against Superman, Batman said that the armor was designed to fight against Superman, keeping in mind that it had limits and lines that he wouldn't cross. The Jokerized version of Superman that he was fighting wouldn't hesitate to cross those lines. Then in his fight against Darkseid, well, Darkseid wasn't holding back any punches either. He even said that Batman had come a long way just to die, and that he was going to take great pleasure in making him suffer for the pain that the League put him through. So keeping that in mind, which one of these two armors is stronger and more durable? Well, the Justice Buster does seem to have some pretty impressive striking feats, considering he's able to send Wonder Woman flying with one good wallop, and he's even sent Superman flying up in the air with a single hit. But the Hellbat proved incredibly impressive during his trip to Apocalypse. For starters, he's able to casually fly through Apocalypse ships and destroy them, a whole lot like Captain Marvel in the MCU. He cut through the massive Apocalypse armies like a knife through hot butter, and then he pretty much destroyed Caliban in their brief fight. Poor Caliban, never living up to his father's expectations. And then finally, the fight. Hellbat versus Darkseid. Now this wasn't a very long fight, and while both only exchanged a few blows, Batman did get in some seriously good punches, hitting him with a solid right hook or a jumping uppercut, both punches knocking Darkseid backwards, even knocking him off his feet, something that took the combined power of Power Girl and Red Tornado to do during Darkseid's fight against the Heroes of Earth 2. So what about durability? Well, Hellbat took some serious damage from Darkseid, being sent flying with attacks on multiple occasions, even being power stomped by Darkseid, with the big guy coming down right on Bruce's head and neck. And through it all, Batman was still able to remain conscious and keep on fighting, which is insanely impressive, considering attacks like these have put down or at least injured other League members like Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and even Superman. And while Darkseid was able to rip Hellbat's wings off, the armor is able to seemingly heal itself, as the wings quickly reattach to Batman's back shortly after Darkseid ripped them off. So with all that, you could argue that the Hellbat is on par with Kryptonians like Superman and Supergirl, or at the very least, in the same ballpark. So about the Justice Buster. Well, here's the thing. This suit of armor was never actually designed to have long, drawn-out battles with powerhouses. This fact is often overlooked, but it's actually kinda important. Instead, the objective of the suit is simple. It's just supposed to be able to take an initial attack from the League members and give Bruce enough time to execute a contingency plan and neutralize them. Then after that, just move on to the next person. It's not really like the Hulk Buster suit, which is designed to have a knockout, drag-out fight with the Hulk. And with that in mind, while the armor was able to take attacks from Superman and Wonder Woman, it's got its limits. like when Clark was able to get in close, then literally rip the armor apart, just tear it to shreds. So I'd say that Hellbat has shown that he's both stronger and more durable. Now about speed. Well, that's kinda an interesting one. Because with the Justice Buster, well, Bruce actually created it specifically to be able to compete with the Flash. And he spent $4 billion to do that. But while the suit's computer servers are fast enough to keep up with the Flash, the suit is still rather large, bulky, not necessarily agile. Hellbat is a whole lot more agile and fluid in his movements, and is still quite fast on top of that. Considering that he's blocked Darkseid's Omega beams, and those things have pushed both Superman and Flash in terms of speed. But it's never just about physicality. We've also got to take a look at both suits' other weapons and equipment. And this really doesn't favor the Justice Buster. Because you see, the suit is designed to take down the Justice League. And because of that, a lot of its weapons are designed to take down the Justice League. He's got citron neuralizers to disrupt Green Lantern's willpower, frictionless coating to slip up the Flash, and magnesium carbonate foam to pull the water from Aquaman's body. None of those weapons are going to do anything to Hellbat, considering that it doesn't necessarily run on willpower. Can fly, doesn't need to be bothered by frictionless coatings. The magnesium carbonate shouldn't do much against a suit of armor. Its red sun knuckle dusters aren't going to do anything. And when the Justice Buster was buried in the building's rubble, it was enough to interrupt and throw off its heat vision shielding and thrusters. The only weapons that I could see being effective at all against Hellbat would be the electromagnetic nerve tree designed to take down Cyborg, which we never actually saw in action, then the binds of Vel, which caused Wonder Woman to hallucinate and throw her off the rest of the fight. On the other hand, while the Justice League Buster was designed to take down the Justice League, the Hellbat armor was actually built by the Justice League. Superman forged it in the sun. Green Lantern possibly set up a telepathic link between Bruce and the Wings. Flash charged it with parts of the Speed Force. Cyborg infused it with some of his tech. Aquaman helped it withstand the pressures of the ocean, and Wonder Woman took it to Hephaestus' forge for further reinforcement and enhancement. Even Lex Luthor contributed some, stating that he increased the tensile liquid strength and bolstered his telepathic link throughout the suit. Bruce even went on to say that each member of the League had charged the suit with their own distinct but limited powers. For starters, he can fly, turn invisible, although you can still see Bruce's shadow. Kinda major design flaw right there. He's also got his symbiotic wings that really appear to only be limited by Bruce's imagination. He's transformed the wings into countless batarangs and sent them flying at opponents, engulfed Godfrey, and created shields to fight against Calabac. Then Batman was able to throw a swarm of bats in Darkseid's face, temporarily blinding him and letting Bruce launch a counterattack. Hellbat has even liquefied the wings and sent them to attack an army of soldiers, actually draining the cochlear fluid from their ears, disrupting their equilibrium, making them unable to fight. Then the Hellbat armor can launch powerful blasts of energy from his chest, hitting Darkseid so hard that it sent him flying backwards. He shot energy blasts at demons before with his hands, and he's even able to charge up his fist of energy, sort of like Iron Fist's chi-amped punch. So who wins? Well, like we've already said, the Justice League Buster was designed for one very specific purpose: to bust up and take down the Justice League. And to be fair, it did a pretty good job at that, considering he's able to take them down and get them the antidote. However, in the long run, the suit is not real good for much else, and can't hang against powerhouses that he didn't specifically prepare for. And he hasn't specifically prepared for the Hellbat armor. On the other hand, while the Justice Buster was designed for one very specific purpose, the Hellbat armor has a much more generalized purpose, going toe-to-toe with large-scale threats and extreme battle scenarios. So Bruce can bring it out like the next time the League fights Doomsday or Darkseid or something like that. Batman even later said that he thinks of the Hellbat suit in one way, as his nuclear option. In case of emergency, break glass and don't worry about cleaning up the mess kind of way. So with that being said, I do believe that the Hellbat armor can take down the Justice League Buster. It's just more powerful on a general level, and while the Justice Buster is great at going up against the League, like we said, it's not designed to do much else. Hellbat armor wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.